Hi guys, welcome back to Pure Mind Podcast, and I am still your host, the one and only, the Black Queen herself. So if any of you have stopped by for the very first time, hello, you are so very welcome. Tell a friend that we are back in action. That sounds familiar. If any of you know that movie, comment it below. And guys, guess what? We have been growing so well. We are doing so great, and I am very thankful. Keep the love coming. I am forever grateful for all of you. And make sure you tell all your family members to subscribe, to support the one and only. I mean, we're family here, okay? We're making the commitment. And today, I'm back. But I'm not only alone, I'm with someone else who is very special. And he is typically, I'm going to give him a chance to introduce himself. But a little bit about him. He's a journalist. Yes, you've heard me right. He's a journalist. He studied mass communication and journalism. So I'm a little bit nervous because he's a pro in this. I hope it's going to be well. I mean, it's going to be great. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only Lucky. Hi, Lucky.
Hi, Mister.
How are you doing?
I'm cool.
You're cool.
You're looking beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So you really look elegant. So you are going to tell people a little bit about you, because I just mentioned your career. And first of all, congratulations, already. It's good to study because it gives you a brighter future, but it's not a guarantee that you are supposed to work in the field that you studied in. You know that, right? Okay, just tell people a little bit about you.
Okay. My name is Sakmama Lucky. I'm from Nigeria, Edo State to be precise. Yeah, so I studied mass communication at Amchi Polytechnic.
Try to be loud.
Yeah, I studied mass communication
Yes.
at Amchi Polytechnic. So far so good. I thank God for everything that has been happening in my life. And you said something like, it is not, it's not something that is compulsory that you need to walk in your field of study.
Yes.
Yeah, it's normal. So that's how we see life. So you need to be vast in whatever you are doing, because your ideas and your versatility, will make you walk in what or whichever way you haven't thought you could. And it's also based on your experience in life.
Yes.
That can take you to wherever you never thought you would have been. So that's it.
But it's very important to study. If you're a young girl or young boy who's watching, make sure you study, because it always gives you a second option in life.
Sure.
At this point of life, I believe, yes, it's good to study. If you have the opportunity, please do study, because you always have a background to lay on, You have a second option, you have a plan B. It's not a guarantee that you're going to be successful if you study, but to some extent, it is very important, because, some people, they follow the path of career, what they study, when they finish, you get the job, and there you go. But majority or most of people, or some people, let me say 50%, they are very successful, and it's not what they studied, But also, I like interacting with educated people, Don't get me wrong, there are some people who did not go to school and they're really smart as well, But there is that thing that is, special about someone who went to school, You can never completely fail in life. That is what I believe. If you study, at least you'll be like, I have this degree. At least let me put it to work, because I'm stranded or I'm stuck, I'm a dilemma. So that is really good. So if you're there, please don't drop out. Please finish. You can always have a support, based on what you studied. But also, if you finish and then you get a job or whatever you're going to do, in a different section, it's okay as well, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's
Because
fine.
I studied agriculture,
Okay.
but I don't like it. I don't like it, and I don't think I will ever be working in that field. But it has been a wonderful, great experience, You learn a lot of things because in class you don't only learn what you're supposed to, You also learn other things, which is very important. So, what we are going to do next is you're going to walk us through your path of journey. Probably you could start right back at home or from here. Whatever way you choose, it's okay. The floor is yours. Go for it.
Yeah, as I said earlier on, that in life you can't predict. Things happen, life happens.
Yes.
So you need to be versatile. You need to realize yourself, know who you are, and cue yourself into the path that you know that you can be successful. So I might use myself as a case study. When I graduated from school in 2013 in Nigeria, so I left my city from Benin. I left to Lagos. Lagos is another city in Nigeria.
Sounds famous in my ears.
Yeah,
Lagos.
According to the Portuguese.
It sounds familiar. It sounds really fancy.
Yeah, Lagos is a popular, city here. I think
It sounds like a city for rich people, is it?
Yeah, Lagos is a big boy city.
But also it sounds like Vegas in my ears.
Yeah. Lagos is.
It's like Vegas.
Yeah, Lagos is a place of hustlers. So you got to hustle. Nobody got to do it for you. Do it yourself. Yeah. So anybody you see in Lagos that is popping, big boys, like they all started from the grassroots. They started from the bottom, hustling, and so that's it. So I went to Lagos and I was into something different. Now let me tell you a story. When I got to Lagos, I had two guys that we graduated from the same school. We're living in the same hostel together.
You guys all did mass communication and journalism?
Both of them were I think they were in business administration.
Okay.
So I was in mass communication. So we were the same hostels off campus. So when we graduated, one of us was living with his sister in Lagos. So he invited us over. Then my elder brother was living in Lagos also. So both of us, we went to meet him. But getting to Lagos, the one that invited us, his sister's place wasn't conducive for us to live because he was living with his sister in one room apartment. So I had to call my elder brother, like, I'm in Lagos, So he said, okay, move over to where I am. So when I came, the one that invited us left his sister's place and started living with us with
your brother.
So we're now 4 in a room. Lagos is a place of hustling. So my brother had to leave the room for I and my friends, and he went to stay with his friend. So we were hustling. So one of the guys got a contact at a where they sell perfumery, according to Italians, So they were selling perfumes, So he got there, he went for an interview there, and they didn't employ him. So when he got back home, he said, I went to Suso place at Lekki. So then we were at Aja. So he said he went for an interview, but he didn't went successful. But he told the person that interviewed him that he had a brother. He had a brother that can do the job, So when he got to me, he told me, okay, give me the address, give me the contact, and he gave me, and I went there for the interview. I called the person and we booked, scheduled the time for the interview. So when we went there, the person interviewed me and he asked me some few questions. So I told him, I gave him an idea because when I was in school, I read mass comm. So we did a little bit of, communicating and also business stuff. So yes. I had that idea as a borrowed course, So when he asked me some few questions about marketing, so I gave him the little ideas I had then. So it was cool, and he called me after the interview and he gave me the job, So I was working then. So
how did it feel to get your first check? What did you do with it?
yeah, I was a little bit contented, I was cool because I didn't expect the job to come so fast. Yeah, so we're doing it and we're struggling and all those stuffs. But I didn't be it wasn't that little idea I had aside my field, that job would have been.
Okay. So the little knowledge that you acquired from school helped
me.
And also the communication, probably, when they're asking you or when they're interviewing you, the way you answer questions also really matters,
Yeah, sure.
And that was good. That was good. And how do you make a transition from Lagos to
base, to my base, back to Benin?
Italy?
Yeah. So when I noticed that I wasn't getting the kind of life I needed, so I had to go back to my base. I returned back to Benin in 2014. I left Benin January 2014. I spent close to a year in Lagos 2000. I left Benin. I left for Benin 2008, late 2014. So I went back and I started doing menial jobs in Benin. Then I decided to leave Nigeria, finally based on some personal issues, So that was how I left Nigeria. And leaving Nigeria and coming to it was never an idea that I decided personally. It was due to some circumstances that led to that. And then finally, I found myself in Italy, which I never had any regrets. Yeah, I had never had any regret because I had never had any regrets. The reason being that depends on what led to the reason I left my country. In life, you need to pray for God for safety, and when there is life, there is hope.
Yes.
So I didn't be. I was still in Nigeria. I don't know if I would have still been alive today. Okay. You feel me? So I think me being here today, living and still breathing, being on your program today is a testimony to God Almighty.
Amen. Amen. We're Christian over here. We're thanking God.
Yeah,
Lord, thank you. And do you feel like you're living your best life here or back home? Because for me, I'm torn in between Europe and Africa, let's be honest. Okay. There are better things also that are home that people don't expect. That's why when some people be asking me some dumb question, I'll be like, hello, do some research, study, okay? And be informed about other people's, culture and other stuff.
Yeah.
But also there are some great things which we are, fortunate. I feel like we are fortunate to have that experience, to see it, or to be a part of it, So according to you, are you living your best life here or it was better back home?
Wow, talking about living the best life, I think what in your present place, that's like your present life, you have to appreciate your present living.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare my present life to what I wouldn't have known.
Okay.
Like I said earlier on, I don't know if I would have been alive.
Okay. Makes sense.
You feel me?
I do.
So there is a saying in Africa proverb that say, a living dog or a living goat, however, is better than a dead lion.
I watched that in a Nigerian movie. I agree.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
And that is your perception. Okay, so let's talk about working in Italy. So where did you start from? And your first job?
Okay.
Not knowing the language, did it start? For me, up to today, I still speak English with everyone. People be telling me, devi parlare italiano, why?
Yeah.
Why? Not because I have bad intention. Why? It's because I feel like it's not widely spoken. This is my perception. I used to argue with my professors. They'll be telling me, well, Mercy, if you want to communicate with people, you gotta learn the language. I was like, and they're like, uh-huh. And then I'm like, where am I going to use this language apart from here? They're like, well, knowing an extra language, it's like a plus. I'm like, it would have been a plus if it is widely spoken, But apart from here, where else do they speak it? So I would get into this argument, not in a bad way, but just to challenge myself and my inner self. And it was hard, so I pretty much stayed a quiet life in myself. I just, after my lectures, I'll get back to my room, hardly communicate with people. I mean, people didn't speak English that much. Not a lot of people speak English, so for me it was awful experience. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know other people's experience, but for me it was, I didn't like it, And I was being fortunate because most of the jobs that the one job that I got earlier on, I didn't have to speak Italian. Yeah, I just had to speak English throughout. And in that, it was even so funny because if you spoke Italian, the kids would go back home and say, Teacher Marcel was speaking in Italian. And their parents don't pay money for their kids to come and hear you speak more of Italian, because at their home they speak Italian. So I was like, oh God, I'm so grateful that I have to speak just English, And for me, it was like, cool. And for you?
Yeah, in communication, there's what we always say, language is a barrier.
Yeah, language barrier.
Yeah, but for me, according to my work experience in this country, I've always worked in a place. Yeah, it's fine, no problem. So I've always worked in a place where language has